Hi. So, just this experience, just this, with total acceptance, whether you identify as a body, thoughts, feelings, sensations, a seeker, or whether there is subtle identification happening with consciousness, some form, or whether you've seen the dropping away. And you see this truth of the permanence of reality. Non-separation. Totally inclusive and unconditional, chaotic, free. Beyond union, state of non-dual realization. Whatever there is, just see that there is an open-hearted space. That has been present every moment of existence, every moment in the storyline, in this moment, this eternal now. There is this abundant acceptance, the mirror-like mind. And there is nothing to do. It's just seeing, but it's not seeing from a distance. That is seen as well. That holding things out in front of yourself, like you're trying to focus on it from a distance. That is seen as well, totally accepted, 100% in union. It is that thing. It is the seeing. Always just here, just now. And if there is a sense of not getting, or needing to apply effort, or a struggle of some kind, just see that arises on its own as well. Everything arising on its own, out of nowhere. and the illusion of the being or the entity that knows that. The being that is somehow separate, the consciousness that has a form, that is looking at that thing. See that as an arising as well. Perfect in its appearance. It just is. It's like a magic act that you can become aware of how it works, how it gives the illusion that it does. And nobody knows that. See the different fields that arise. The fields of thought. Just loosely, like a podcast running in the background. But it's a podcast made of words and mental images. The words are sometimes very clear, like someone shouting clearly. And other times it's just background ideas. And if you were to say, is this appearing as words, this background of ideas that is flowing in this thought field? Is it words? It's not as formed as that. That's why we take time to try and convey ideas and put them into words, because there is this much more subtle level of thoughts in the thought field. That is just ideas, and more subtle than that is notions, and sometimes just imagery. It's a rich world of inner stream of endless entertainment. It's an information channel. And sometimes it can be tricky to see that a part of that thought field, that running stream of ideas, part of that is the impression of thinking about that. And the thinking about that side comes often with feelings, liking, disliking, embarrassment, pride, worry, excited restlessness, hopelessness, bliss. And this, we identify with this as a person. That can be a home base. So the first step is becoming aware of this stream of thought field that runs in our life. And then it's to see the different characters, the different modes that arise, that are commenting on those ideas and those thoughts. And that is like the manager of our personal self. That is like the caretaker, really. Constantly assessing whether something is good or bad. It's like a steerer of a ship. If you imagine this whole thing as some kind of show that's being run by controls and levers, different parts of you have a job. So there's the senses, things we see, things we hear, and things we feel. And then there's the information about that. Fact stuff like distance, movement, hot, cold, spicy, loud, quiet. And then there's the commenting on that. And the commenting on that has a large component of assessing from past experiences, assessing information that has supposedly been stored from past. So if you think of it like the job of the commenter is to steer you away from danger and towards happiness, then it will be referring to stored information. So this commenter has a strong sense of identification. I am that. So on the path, you have probably been introduced to looking at body, sounds, sights, and then thoughts and feelings. But going deeper, the more subtle areas that will be revealed are this subtle levels of the controller, the doer, the chooser, the assessor. And it's not that you're going to turn that off. It's just you're going to see it in a completely free-floating way. So there's a sense of it being seen, and it has no roots. It's like seeing the magic act. And what can happen when you're first looking at this is there can be a confusion, because it's like the question arises, who knows this? What do I do about this? And that's just the same assessor energy. Looking for a home base. There's nothing to do about it. Just notice. That is what it does. That's its job. And yes, I was speaking to the assessor. The assessor will have a job, a little home base on this journey that is still in position while you get used to seeing its nature. And that's really subtle and tricky. But you do get used to it. The assessor does quieten down. Because of that refocusing on the fact that you never move, the fact that everything is just this flimsy appearance that has no roots. It's a getting used to the magic act. It's not that you have to stop the magic act or the illusion. It's just you have to know it in a new way. And that can take time. There is a mode of functioning that is completely non-discriminatory, that is completely non-doing. And that is how meditation helps, is that you relax consciously, relax the body, and see the stream of events as arising on its own. Let everything appear as it does. So you consciously give up control, and that quietens the assessor. And then, when you're comfortable, you bring the assessor into view as well. You start to notice that one. That inner world of quiet management. And see it in all its colours and all its impermanence. Everything's running on its own, like the most complicated computer program. It is completely on autopilot. And a part of that is the feeling of control and doership and assessing. And that is effortlessly arising as well. There is nothing to do but enjoy. The show will go on. Every moment, effortless, arising. Every moment fresh. Every moment completely spontaneous and surprising. Unscripted.